So the concept of function. A relation f from A to B is a function if every element of A has one and only one image in B, denoted by f from A to B. So whenever you write f from A to B, it is understood that it is automatically a function. So for f from A to B, the domain of f equal to A. Because when it is a function, automatically there is a restriction that every element of f should be engaged. Automatically, set of all engaged elements in the first set is first set itself. Next, the range of f is denoted by f of a. This f of a notation is not given for relations. The range of R cannot be different denoted by R of A or something if the first set is A. But in case of function, we can, because every element in the first set is contributing for the range. So you can take the range as the set of all images of the elements in the first set. And examples, if you see 1, 2, 3, x, y. Okay, z, l. Is not a function. Because as 3 belongs to A, not having image in B. So if you split this definition into two conditions, every element of A has an image. Has image. Every element of A has image in B is the common part. This is the first term. And one and only one. This is the second one, second condition. For first condition and second condition, this part is common, image in B. Every element of A has image in B. That's the first condition. The first condition is failed. That's why it is not a function. Next, coming to the second example. Here, if you observe that the first condition is satisfied, every element of A has image. Yes, 1 has image, 2 has image, 3 has image. But one and only one image in B, but 3 is having 2 images in B. So that's the reason, not a function. As 3 belongs to A, has 2 images. Basically, more than one image is there, it's not allowed. 2 images z comma l. So that's why it's not a function. Then how you can have a function means 1, 2, 3 x, y, z. It is not compulsory that all should map differently. Even this is also a function. You need to understand the function is, if you observe these first two examples, we are not bothered about the second set at all. We don't have any discussion about ZL remain here, P remain here. The discussion is only about the elements of the first set, the function condition. So this third example, it's a function, because if you hide the second set and first set, every element has an image, the first condition satisfied, and every element has a unique image. I mean to say, the one and only one image. One has exactly one image. Image of one is only X. There is no other element is image for one. 2 has only one image, X. 3 has only one image. 1, 2, 3 have a same image. That is not a problem for a function. So it is a function because both the conditions satisfied. So even though we made a statement that all the definitions, everything holds good for the function also, let us write that properly. If f from a to b is a function, so whatever when you told that is a function, automatically it's a relation. So the corresponding definitions. So the domain of f in general, as a relation, if you consider all the engaged elements in A, you can write this X such that X comma Y belongs to F. But because of the function condition, that becomes A. And the range of F is Y such that X comma Y belongs to F. Because it's a relation, from the definition of range of relation, same definition holds. But one observation point here is all the elements in A are contributing for the range. So there is a special notation given for the range as f of A. And codomain is as usual, the B second set is codomain. As a relation, first set has no name, but as a function, the first set itself is the domain. That's the observation. And along with this, we have these observations also. A comma B belongs to F implies and implied by f of A is equal to B. You can write this. In case AB belongs to F, then you can write f of A is equal to B. That's true statement. Next, you can also write A, F, B. All these you can do in relations itself. When you call f as a function, it is a relation. So that's why all these conditions also hold good. Next, f image of A is B. F pre-image of B is A. And also you can have this arrow diagram notation. F is mapping from A to B. Function has another name called mapping. Function is also called as mapping. Right? Suppose now this relation f from A to B is a function or not? Yes. Yes is your answer. And the domain of f equal to all the engaged element. If you treat that as a relation, also you get 1, 2, 3, 4. And as you already confirmed that as a function, the verification process you can skip. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, the range of f. There is a notation for range of f of A. We can use this. Sometimes if they ask the question, find f of A, you should not be surprised. What is this f of A and all? That's why you should know all the notations which are given. So f of A is basically this x and y, engaged elements in the second set. And codomain of F is the second set B, right? Yeah. One more important point we discussed with the relations also. A relation need not to have a definition. If they are following a pattern, then we do the definition and we will write the set builder form. Giving the definition is basically writing the set builder form. You can write the set builder form of a relation or a function if it is possible. If it is not possible, we won't be able to write. Like that, the definition is not compulsory for a function. But still, if it is possible to give a definition, we'll give. Example, you can write the definition for a function is not compulsory. That's, you can write that as a theory point also, because that should be fixed in your mind. Definition for a function is not compulsory. Why? For example, you take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, even though it's a real function, and some 7, 5, 9, 4, whatever, and then 3, 8, 6, 8. So you can take this definition, this function. It's a relation, first of all, and it is a function. And you can't give the set builder form of this. It's just a function. You can give the arrow diagram form. You can give the list form of it. 1, 5, and 2, 9, and 3, 9, and 4, 4, and 5, 8. And because it is a real function, you could give the graph of it also. Graph notation also you can give. What are they? Okay, so we'll get the graph here, because we need more points in the y-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so 1 mapped to 7. Sorry, 1 mapped to 5. 1 mapped to 5. You can just let us put into marks there. 1 mapped to 5, 2 mapped to 9, and 3 also mapped to 9, 4 mapped to 4, 5 mapped to 8. So these are the 3 representations that you can do for this function. Of course, even it is a relation also, we can do all the 3. Right? So we could do all these 3 representations, but we couldn't write this set builder form for this definition because they are not following a pattern. Now for the same kind of example, this is example 1, and I'll write the example 2 between the same sets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the same 4 is there, 5 is there, 6 is there, 7 is there, 8 is there, 9 is there. I'm just writing in a sequence. That's it. Same set I'm writing. Now, suppose if I map 1 to 4 and 2 to 5, 3 to 6, 4 to 7, 5 to 8, right? And then 6 to 6, I mean, I don't have in previous. Okay. Previously, I don't have 6. I won't keep 6. Not a problem. If I map like this, I can represent that function f with arrow diagram. I can write the ordered pairs 1 4 2 5 3 6 4 7 5 8, and I can also write this in the set builder form. What is that? X comma x plus 3 and x belongs to a. I can write like this. I can make it simple like this, or I can write x comma y such that y equal to x plus 3 and x belongs to a. That's also fine. I can write the list form of it. I can draw the arrow diagram. Yeah. So now I can have the arrow diagram for it. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 1 2 3 4 and 5 1 4 2 5 3 6 4 7. Okay. I'm not able to draw properly. I guess you got the point. 5 8. So because the relation is a linear relation, you get the points underlined. But this is not, you can't join them because the relation contains only 5 points, not all the points on this line. But the 5 points are lying on a line. You can see how useful it is if you are able to draw that in XY plane. So you could understand the logic, or you can understand how this relation or the function is present here and then here also, right? So that's what the next concept that we discuss is the real functions. I think I wrote its spelling wrong. Yeah. So the definition of a function is not compulsory. If it is there, we'll give. Otherwise, we won't. Next step. Real function. Real variable, real valued. F from A to B is real variable if A is a subset of real numbers. Real valued if B is a subset of real numbers. Real function if both A and B are subsets of real numbers. So the main benefit of real functions is we can represent in one more way, that is graph, and that's the best way to represent as well as understand the data. One, two, xy, this is a real variable. AB 1 2, this is real valued. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a real function. right? Now, for the real functions, to verify it's a function or not, we have the vertical line test. And before that, how will verify that the given definition or the given the whatever the relation is a function or not? So that's the other way of giving the definition of function is f from a to b. F from a to b if x1 comma x2 belongs to a such that such that x1 equal to x2 implies f of x1 equal to f of x2. That means same element cannot have different elements. Same element should have same image. So every element should have one and only one image. That's what the meaning of it. Every element should have one and only one image is the meaning of it. And the condition that every element in A should have an image is not reflected here in the condition. Basically, the condition that we are writing is only about one and only one image. The other condition we should verify, even though it is not mentioned here, it is there. If what is that we need, right? And every x belongs to A as f of x belongs to B. But we won't write most of the times this. We'll write only this as the condition for 1, 1. That means this you orally verify like that. We won't include that in the condition. It's kind of that. Next, that's f from A to B. And how will verify for a function to be for a definition to be 1, 1, 1, 1 or not? Definition to be means only when it is possible to give the definition, they will give the definition. In case they are given a definition, we need to worry about all these methods. So why giving the explanation for the definition means in case it is in the sense the domain or codomain are infinite sets, many infinite or finitely large sets, then the number of elements in the function or whatever the relation given will be many. So manually verifying the function condition for every order pair is difficult when there are many order pairs. It can be finitely many or infinite. So in both cases, it's difficult to verify for every order pair. Then we'll go for the definition of the function. That means the set-built form of the function, and we'll examine the nature of the function. And with the nature of the function itself, we'll try to identify whether every element of the first set has an image or not, and every element is having one and only one image or not. So for every element having image or not, that we just see with the set theory, the logics and all, we use this. So how will verification? For function. First part 1 always let x belongs to A, the domain function f from A to B. Always let x belongs to A and verify with the sequence of steps f of x belongs to B or not. This is the first part. Existence condition. Every element should have image. The part 2, uniqueness. I mean to say that every element should have one and only one image. For that one and only one image, the method one is let x1 comma x2 belongs to A such that f of x, such that x1 equal to x2. And you do the sequence of steps and get f of x1 equal to f of x2. This is one method to verify the second condition is satisfied or not. And the second method, we use the graph method. In case if it's a real function, the graph method, the vertical line test. Suppose this graph represents the function or not. So take a vertical line throughout its domain. Take vertical lines throughout its domain. If every vertical line throughout its domain intersects graph exactly once, then the graph represent a function, right? This is how we do that, and many other methods. The contradiction method. What is the contradiction method? Method 3. Let x1 comma x2 belongs to A such that x1 is equal to x2, and assume that f of x1 is not equal to f of x2, and arrive with the contradiction and conclude that f of x1 equal to f of x2. This is basically the first method only, but the way of proving this definition, this condition is different. Like this, any other method we miss?